Hey everyone, my name is Carlos Soto Gonzalez, and I want to talk to you today about non-human animal rights squabble and the debate there is between providing non-human animal the rights they actually deserve equal to the ones we as humans have. So a common date or family event is taking your significant other or children to the local zoo, but what truly lies behind the closed doors is not revealed. And if human animals have rights, then why must a non-human animal be captured and experimented on for the past, let's say, 100 years? And there once lived an American philosopher by the name of Tom Regan, and he actually supported and became a huge influence that animals should share the same principle of equality applied to humans. And an enclosed wild animal, as opposed to one roaming and thriving in its natural habitat in the wild, many would agree those in the wild are much happier, and by granting them rights, they would be able to continue living happily. However, zoos, on the one hand, are not only the only ones keeping these animals from their rights. Non-human animals are experimented on in laboratories for profit, and so the purpose of animal rights is to avoid situations such as these, where the animal has no control of their preferred preference. We as humans became Earth's apex predator, and we created and signed into our law our own human rights. These so-called Bill of Rights were put into effect to prevent unjust suffering, but then again, slavery and women's rights, to name a few, were difficult battles to overcome and proved the system flawed. As history has proven, with lack of morale and understanding comes the death of many, and in this case, animals, who not only help our environment, but feel pain and experience love such as we do. While zoos do their best to prevent the animal's death, I have personally witnessed an animal euthanized just because they had hard limping on one leg. And the main issue seen at zoos is the animal's lack of space, thus their inability to properly exercise, nor able to hunt their prey as they would in the wild naturally. Animal rights is more important than we realize, and large companies are doing their very best to make us look the other way. The cute and cuddly animals we tell our kids about at the zoo are provided meals throughout the day, sure, but it's also regressing their instinct to hunt and therefore inhibiting an active mental state. With keeper talks and animal encounters scheduled throughout the eventful day, it is but a mere distraction to attract children, so they run to their parents and ask them for money. Animal feedings or petting zoos are now profiting at the expense of the animal. From human amusement comes hunting, where in Africa and Asia it's still really relevant. And these cultures view a rhino's horn, for instance, as an aphrodisiac, and hunting large animals as a rite of passage to young men. Hunting for sport may bring a level of euphoria to the person behind the weapon, but that is only because they're not experiencing empathy for the animal they're hunting. As we too are animals, it would be appalling to walk into a home and draw attention to an exhibited carcass or human head displayed as a trophy up on the wall, and this is what happens with animals. With the advance of science, we've learned of different diets such as vegetarianism, veganism, paleo, and keto. And these are great alternatives for living a healthy lifestyle that many today have incorporated into their lives, but still not nearly enough have done so. In addition, we must listen and act upon the use of animals in laboratories. The experiments performed on these animals is not only inhumane, but unethical, and like us, they are warm-blooded living things who feel pain, fear, love, and many of the same emotions we do. Animals unfortunately do not speak our language, which makes it easier for humans to toss them aside. However, with so many different languages spoken in this world, why is it not legal to test on humans we don't understand? And our beloved cosmetic companies and ads shown on television to have a more vibrant and youthful looking skin, for instance, do not share what they are doing to rabbits in order to make that product come to fruition. PETA, a renowned animal activist group, described how rabbits, as opposed to humans, do not have tear ducts. As many large cosmetic corporations come to see this as an advantage, it is anything but, as the rabbits cannot extract any foreign properties into their eyes, which not only hurts them, but can permanently blind them. Once the blind rabbit is of no use, The laboratory staff euthanize and dispose of them without even batting an eye. And the term different can be used in a both positive or negative message, but because non-human animals have no voice and therefore cannot perform any or many of the actions a bipedal individual such as we can, many do not consider their rights. Furthermore, we have a dishonest pet owner, for instance, and they do exist, and it is a problem local shelters are made aware of. Nowadays, a pet is not obtained but adopted. We are penalized if they do not have their vaccines, and most importantly, they are listed on our record. The individuals seeking to adopt for personal gain leads to dogfights, illegal breeding, and even stray dogs or cats. Where is our righteousness and empathy when we are allowing this to happen, as this contradicts what occurs after the passing of a pet? We don't choose to eat our pet, but show respect and bury them as we would with the beloved family member, and we're choosing to respect their life, but do not respect it enough to grant them rights? As history has demonstrated, because something has been set in stone doesn't make it right. No animal should be left behind, just as the law states no children should be. Even after thousands of passing years, humans have only shown a debatable level of respect for their pet, but not to those at risk of extinction, as many already have been. Animal rights is an important topic because we need to educate ourselves and understand that wild animals require freedom. Like social workers inspecting homes after a child is adopted, there should exist one who checks on our pets once adopted or rescued. Philosopher Tom Regan believed in animal rights and made many see the clearer picture through his writing, so I believe that with proper early teachings, the next generation can avoid questioning whether animals should be used for cosmetic companies, human amusement, and zoo profit, or granted rights and embrace a life of non-animal cruelty products when shopping. Not only will this help both ourselves and the animals, but also keep our planet Earth healthy. I hope everything has been taken into consideration, and I hope we all learned a very valuable lesson today with animal rights. Thank you very much for listening.